You suck, your business sucks, and you'll never be successful. How many people paid you $5,000? You ever lied to anybody? Okay, real quick. Anything you see in here?
What?
It's over, bro. What's your belief system? You're married, yes, to a woman, or you let your wife wear pants? When I ask you for something and you don't give it to me, are you knowing that you're lying to me?
Lying?
You cannot move being this comfortable. But you be in the crib and your drawers just like, hey, yo. My job is to make you fail. My job is to make you quit. My job is to make you cry. But if you survive it, success is on the other side.
Hot seat.
What's going on, family? We are back, man. I'm sorry. I know it's been a big gap between the last episode and this one, but we are back, okay? I've been working on trying to make the hot seat something special, something bigger than this podcast, but it's taking me mad long to do it, and y'all keep asking me, where's the hot seat? Where's the hot seat? So I'm like, I'm just going to start putting it out, and then we're going to have to figure out the rest later. But this is a very good episode, man. And I've been focused on Podcast Summit. So podcastsummit.com is the biggest podcasting event where you learn, grow, monetize your podcast, connect with other podcasters around the world. You need to be there in Atlanta. I'll put a link and a discount code below. But today we are on the hot seat with Amber, okay? She's doing too much, very confused, wants to be a model and a firearms dealer. A lot going on. However, I do think she has the makeup to be a millionaire. I need you all to weigh in on the comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, anything you're thinking at the time of the recording. Please just comment. I love seeing these comments, and I'm going to comment back to y'all, all right? So let's get into the episode. Love you all, and I'll see y'all on Podcast Summit. Let's get to it. Welcome to the hot seat.
Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you.
No, pleasure's mine. Pleasure's mine. Thank you for coming, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have any guests. So I know you're saying thank you for being on, but I thank you for coming, because you could have not showed up. And Absolutely. Then I wouldn't have a show at all. I wouldn't have anybody yell at. I'm not going to yell at you, though. Introduce yourself.
My name is Amber G. Johnson. I'm the founder of Gale's Futuristic Fire, where I serve the Georgia community at large as a firearms instructor and dealer for Black women who are accomplished and aware.
You practiced that last night, did it?
Maybe a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you practiced that thing. That was good, though. Give it to me one more time.
Give it to you one more time. Oh, that was off the dome.
That was good.
That was off the dome. Hi, my name is Amber G. Johnson. I'm the founder of Gale's Futuristic Fire, where I serve the Georgia community at large as a firearms instructor and dealer for Black women who are accomplished and aware.
That is dope, man.
Thank you.
That's actually a really, really dope business.
Thank you.
Because it's needed, right?
Yeah.
What's the story on how you got into the industry?
The genesis is my daddy taught me how to shoot in the backyard as a kid, and it was kind of the thing that I liked to do after I left school. I was around 8 or 9, and then it sort of circled back around while I was in grad school. I took a part-time job at a range. I was actually offered a job while I was there on my free time, and I realized that the range space was the classroom for me.
Dope. So you've been working there since then? Or what?
No, I actually left the range that I was working, that I started my career in around 2022, 2023.
I'm so sorry. What time did you start shooting with your dad?
Around 8 or 9.
8 or 9?
Yeah.
When did you get the job at the range?
Around 2021, early 2021. Yeah.
You were 2021 or the year 2021?
Year 2021. I was about, don't let me start lying, 23, excuse me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
29.
Okay.
Yeah.
Young. You got a whole life ahead of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been in this industry teaching people for 8 years, but you worked at a range for a little while and then you quit there.
Well, yes, I did quit.
Okay, you started working there 2021, yes?
Yes.
And then you quit when?
2022, 2023.
The next year, pretty much, or 2023. And then what'd you do?
I actually started my own business maybe about 6 months after, but I left to focus on grad school. It became very hard to balance both.
Oh, doing the business. So you leave the company, then you go to school.
Yes.
For what?
Well, I was in school while I was working for the company.
Got it.
Yeah. I started grad school in 2018. 2020, 2021, I decided to get a part-time job
At the
because
range?
yes,
Okay.
because it was COVID. I was taking classes from home virtually, and literally it was a frustrating day. And I jogged to the range. I don't jog. The range was completely empty. I did all the things to be allowed on the range, and the manager came on the range to offer me a job that day.
Oh, nice.
And that sort of started me sort of doing classes in between the range time that I was actually working.
Teaching classes for them?
Yes.
Okay, got you.
Yes, but while I was in grad school, I was working at the range, part-time, full-time.
Got it.
So when that became too overwhelming, I started taking qualifying exams because I was in a PhD program. I left the range. And that same year, I filed the LLC for my business.
Got it. What was you in school for?
I was in school originally for history and sociology of technology and science. And the year that I left the range, I switched to digital media.
Got it. Okay. So right now, you're a range instructor. That's your business.
Yes.
Do you have a job now?
No.
No job?
No.
No Uber, no Lyft, no nothing?
Well, I do substitute teach from time to time, but right now I am doing this business full time.
Got it. So you substitute, that's your part-time job.
Sort of like supplemental, but I have not done it in the past like 5 months.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So you don't do that. You're full-time instructor.
Yeah.
How much money did you make last year? Do you know?
Ooh, about like $2,000.
The whole year?
The whole year from my business.
And so what were you doing for money?
I was working as a substitute teacher.
So more substitute teacher last year?
Yes.
And then in your business, which started in 2022.
Yes.
2024, 2 years later.
Yes.
You made $2,000 the whole year. What about 2023?
Nothing.
But you had the business.
Yes.
But you were focused on school.
Yes. Finishing
school.
Yes.
What kind of degree you got?
2 master's degrees.
Dang. It's impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you. I finished in December officially.
What made you go to school to get a master's? Just out of curiosity.
Because I could, to be completely honest with you.
Well, you could do a bunch of things.
Well, I mean, I originally went to school for a PhD. I desired.
What made you want a PhD?
To teach, to be a professor.
Oh, so you wanted to be a professor?
Yeah.
So that's why you got into substitute teaching?
No. Substitute teaching allowed me to be able to get paid because I was in a very tricky situation with my graduate school where my degree was not released when I walked the stage in May 2023 until December 2024.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you went to get your PhD because you wanted to be a professor.
Yes.
And to be a professor, you have to have a PhD, yes?
Yes.
Okay. But then you said, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. And then you just go get a master's in what now? That's
actually not the story. I didn't decide that I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't pass my qualifying exams twice.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry to hear that, because I know it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah. But while I was in grad school, I was working at the range. So imagine you're working part-time at the range and every day you're hearing like, you should do this yourself. And I knew I should have, but I knew that I had started a PhD program. So the goal was to finish. The question is,
should you have been working at the range part-time while you're focusing on getting your PhD, which you spent probably a lot of money to go to school?
I was on scholarship.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah. So the money I spent was solely because I needed it for maybe like $80,000. Yeah.
Okay. And that's with all your masters and all that kind of stuff.
And my undergrad,
okay.
Yeah.
So you were in school to get your PhD just because you started, and then you didn't pass.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you go get the master's, or you got to get the master's to get a PhD? So that was on the journey. I don't know about the whole school.
So basically, my first program, there's a story behind that too. I was poached to leave that program to go to another one. So I left that PhD program to another one at the same school.
Got it.
That December, I graduated with a master's and left to go to another PhD program at the same school that January. Well, technically that August.
Got it.
The following
August. You
August.
wanted to teach history at some point.
Yeah, social justice movements.
Got it.
Abroad. Yep.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yep.
Just trying to understand as much of your story as possible.
Yeah.
Because that's important to me.
I got you.
I need to understand like what's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, all of that schooling, it's like, I'm done with all that. Now I'm going to be a firearms instructor.
Semi, yes. I wanted to pivot around 2023, 2024 to do my research on the increase of Black women's firearms ownership. And that wasn't really a favorable choice with advisors. And
why not?
If you have an advisor that's anti-gun or just simply wants you to do research that they're doing, you're going to butt heads.
So they're saying they're not allowing you to do it?
Well, not necessarily not allowing it. It wasn't really a space where I was in the classroom receiving, the support I needed holistically to do that type of research. There was a lot of, legwork that I was doing on my own to find the resources that I needed. And at the time, I really didn't even have the right language to ask for what I needed to succeed in the program.
You knew you wanted to get this information, but they weren't.
It wasn't a program for it.
There wasn't a program for it.
It was not the program for it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward.
Yes.
Last year, you were in school pretty much all last year, yes?
No. Last year, I was not in school. I was waiting on them to send me my degree. I graduated in May 2023.
So you weren't in school at all last year?
No. It's a very interesting story.
So what were you doing last year?
I was working as a substitute teacher, doing Instacart, running my business.
Yeah. You weren't running your business.
Well, yeah.
Not $2,000 in the year.
No.
So 2025 now.
Mm-hmm.
We're about 5 months in.
Yes.
5th month here now. How much money have we made in the business so far?
$5,250 as of yesterday.
Go ahead. Good. What happened between last year and this year?
Faith. And believing that I could actually do events and actually advocating for myself and asking managers of ranges to let me host my events and my classes.
You started to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Wow. Did anything happen that made, because it's not like the clock turns to a new year and you instantly believe in yourself. Did something happen?
Yeah. So I started my business before I actually became a certified firearms instructor, which is like a really big, like a hurdle that you really need to get across. So I became a certified instructor September 2023.
Okay.
But I didn't actually, so I started teaching classes, like group classes that year. But I was pushed out of the range that I was allowed to host my first classes at. Why?
Because you're getting too much money?
My first event was a sold out event. And I asked for previous events for 2020, future events for 2024. And the person that certified me to be an instructor told the range owner not to allow me to have those dates. And he took those dates himself. And so I spent 2024 kind of beat up about that.
Yeah.
But also sort of like searching around and see what it would actually take for me to create a range partnership here in Atlanta.
Got it. Okay. Where's the $5,000 coming from?
Special events, one-on-one range classes. And I started doing team building activities with hiking clubs and golf clubs and seniors who wanted to like meet together and go to the range.
And how much is a class?
It's right now it's $325 per person.
$325 per person.
Yes.
So that's about maybe like 14 people?
Well, let me double back. So it's $325 for a one-on-one with me, okay. Right? But it started out, my special events called Fired Up and Fearless, $200 per person with a max of 15.
Okay.
The first one was April 30th. But before that, the one-on-ones were returning clients for $150 and then $250 for small groups of 6 people.
Got it. And what's your biggest issue in business now?
Getting people to come out on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, which is the only time I'm allowed to book the range.
Tuesday and Wednesday is the only time you can book the range?
Yes.
Why?
That's just the rules of that specific space that has allowed me to use it. And then, of course, if I do one-on-ones, it's open. But that really is depending on like the client's schedule. So I try to work around that with evenings and weekends.
Why does the schedule only let you do the classes Tuesday and Wednesday?
That is when the range has sort of availability for me to be able to use it. So the ranges in Georgia are really particular about ensuring that the only people who actually instruct at their ranges, they actually work for them.
I see. That makes sense.
So the weekends are usually packed with people who are visiting the range and also the instructors who work for the range hosting those classes.
I see. So why do they let you do it Tuesday and Wednesday?
That's when the range is closed. So I have to host a private event.
Got it. So the range is closed Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's where they're saying, okay, well, you can come in here. How much do they charge you to host?
$750 for 3 hours.
They charge you $750 for 3 hours.
Yes.
And you doing one-on-ones in that way?
No. Well, the first event was $200 per person, the max 15 people.
How many people showed up?
15.
Oh, wow.
Well, actually more than that, but 15 participants. So I did 15 participants and I did observer tickets. So if they wanted a friend that wanted to come watch, they paid $125.
Okay, so 15 people that all paid $200. That's $3,000.
Yes.
You had to pay $750
for the event space.
And that was one event.
One event.
How many times have you done that?
Well, the next one is May 28th for $225 per person.
Okay. So the majority of your money came from this one event for the year.
For the year. And then my one-on-ones and group trainings that I did in the earlier months of the year.
And when did you do this last event?
April 30th.
April 30th. So a couple of days ago.
Yes.
So if I'd asked you a few days ago, you'd have said, I made about $2,000 for the year.
Right.
What you be doing?
What do you mean?
Throughout the year.
Like for work?
Yeah. How are you making money?
Well, before that, I was working overnight security for a family member for about a few months. And then I overslept and got fired.
Who's the family? It's a family like a celebrity or something?
No, they have a security company.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're working for a security company and you got fired because you overslept.
Yeah.
And you thought it was going to be all good because that's your family. And it was like, nah, you out of here.
I knew I was going to get fired when I woke up.
Cool. So in terms of your business, what you be doing?
Reaching out to people, going to stores, walking my dog and giving my business card, doing one-on-ones when I go to the range myself.
How do you plan on getting these clients?
Well, I do social media promotion. I run ads through the Eventbrite. A lot of the clients I meet literally.
Well, you ran ads through the Eventbrite because you had the one.
Right. But most of them, the majority of the clients that I've worked with so far have been referrals and people who found me online through my social media.
Okay. Your intentionality on building the business is walking your dog and going to the grocery store.
Or going to networking events, handing out my business card, going to content creators, socials, and handing out my business cards to other creators.
Who was the last person that gave you a business card? Gave you one?
Ooh. I think the last person that gave me a business card was a marketing professional for the gun industry at the NRA convention last weekend.
Where's that business card?
It might be in my purse right now.
Which means you don't know.
Well, I definitely emailed them after they gave it back to me. Gave me the email.
Right. But what do you think happens when you give somebody your business card?
They reach out, they scan the QR code.
The answer is nothing.
Okay.
If your whole market is, oh, I'm walking my dog, gives somebody a business card, in your mind, you might think, oh, that's turned into a sale. Oh, I'm building my business. And you're not. It's not building a business.
But you know what? Ironically, the people who I give my business cards to, they do call me and they do book.
Ma'am, you made $2,000 in 4 months.
Yeah.
When you say the people that you gave your business card to book, you mean a person that you gave your business card to booked, or a couple of people that I gave my business card to booked?
A couple people. And then I also did not make myself available to be booked because I was working overnight 2 days a week and was sleeping 4 days a week. So I didn't have the energy to come to the range.
I'm sorry. You said your You're working overnight 2 days a week and sleeping 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm. It was an overnight job that I needed to rest up for the day of and the day after.
Hibernating for 4 days? How you sleep for 4 days a week?
Oh, well, you definitely need your rest at the 8 hours. Well, 10 hours on the range, and you need 8 hours of rest. 10 hours working overnight, and then you need 8 hours of rest after that.
You work 2 days a week overnight, which leaves us 5 more days throughout the week.
Yep.
What you're saying is 4 of those days I have to rest, and 1 day I can build my business.
No, I'm saying Tuesdays, Wednesdays, I worked overnight, and during the day, I rested. But on Monday, I also made sure that I rested after taking a 11 a.m. training, and then I made myself available on Fridays.
You think that's okay?
It was okay for the situation I was in.
That's not okay. That's never okay.
Okay.
You work 2 nights a week and you rest for 5 days. So normally, like in North America, the working schedule is we work 5 days, rest 2. You said, let me flip that. Let me work 2 days and rest 5. How do you expect to make more than $2,000 in your business?
Honestly, it was a big adjustment for me. I had never worked overnight before, and it took a lot of energy out of me. So that was the situation for the.
I'm sorry. You do know I don't think it's possible that a human being can catch up on sleep.
Okay. I
mean, like if I lost some sleep 2 weeks ago, like today I'll just sleep and I'll like make up. It doesn't you can't roll over. You know what I mean? You can't like store sleep hours.
I think you misunderstood. When you get off work, when I get off work, I'm going to bed.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
What time do you go to work?
10 p.m.
10 p.m. What time you get off work?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. I understand when you get home at 7 a.m. or whatever, maybe you sit there for a little bit, scroll on Instagram, then you go to sleep.
Yep.
And do you sleep from what time to what time?
Probably around 8 or 9 to about 5 or 6 after walking my dog and taking care of household things.
Okay. Get home, walk your dog, maybe get a bite to eat. 8 o'clock, you're asleep. And you sleep from like 8 to like 5.
Excuse me, gym. Then sleep. I used to leave straight from work and then go to the gym.
Got it. But you get home, 8 o'clock, go to sleep.
Yeah.
And you sleep till about 5.
Yep.
9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're sleeping a healthy 9 hours. And then you wake up and do what?
Walk my dog. Sometimes I'll meet up at a range with a client. Other times it's mostly like admin stuff, trying to do research on like how to move forward with the business.
Because you have to go to work again at 10 o'clock, right?
Yep. And it's about an hour commute.
And then that next day, you do the same thing.
Yep.
So Tuesday, we got that scheduled. Wednesday, you wake up at 5 something. You do whatever you're going to do because you got to be at work at 10. Thursday morning, come home, walk your dog, go to the gym, walk your dog. Then you go to sleep till about 5, which is excessive.
It wasn't always consistently that schedule, but I did try to get the 8 hours.
So there are people that are going to agree with you. You need your rest for sure. But for an entrepreneur that has a dream and they're really trying to go after it, that's too much sleep. I don't care what doctors say. I don't care what they say. That 9 hours of sleep every day is not necessary. Thursday, you don't have to work that night. What you're telling me is the next few days, because I was so exhausted the last 2 days, I got to really sleep Thursday and Friday.
No.
And Saturday.
I actually was at the range at 11, 3, and 5, because it's a 2-hour intervals. So the plan is to be at the range on Thursdays and Fridays. Because remember, the range is closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then usually...
Yeah, but you can only do your classes on Tuesday and Wednesday.
No, those are special events.
You don't do a special event.
Yes.
You can do one-on-ones throughout the week.
Yes.
For your own clients.
Yes.
How much do they charge you?
At the time, it was $250 per person.
$250 per person.
Mm-hmm.
How much are your one-on-ones?
They're $250 per. They were $250 per person. Now they're $325.
How much does the range charge you?
About $110 per session.
All right, cool. The range charges $110 per session,
Right.
and you charge $250.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you profit about $140.
It's about $100 even after I get all the supplies if it has not already been purchased.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
you purchase okay. So you profit about $100 per client.
Right.
But one, we don't have a whole lot of clients to begin with. First off, are you seeing somebody and they taking care of you?
No, I live at home.
Oh, with your parents?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense because
Yeah.
you don't really gotta hustle. You can really chill for 5 days.
Well, it's not even chilling for 5 days. It's really.
That's what you told me. You said you had to sleep for 5 days. That's
I ain't
what
gonna
you told me.
backtrack. That is what I told you.
That is what
I
you
did
said.
need to sleep.
For 5 days.
It does total to 5 days once you start doing the math.
You can't build anything with that type of schedule or intentionality.
But it's a good thing I got fired.
It's a good thing you got fired because that one job was draining all of your energy.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, what was you doing at that job that like had you like hibernating for the whole week?
I had to stay up all night and walk the area, and then I was applying for grants and funding for my business while up.
But you had to walk around.
Yeah.
And what else?
Walk around, make sure doors is locked, approach homeless people trying to jump the gate.
I did that.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah.
And what I know is they give you this little scanner and you got to hit the little buttons. Did y'all have to do that? Like you hit the little buttons and it shows, it's my little check-in. And then you go to little buttons around and like these little buttons. Like
you mean
points.
like key cards, like the one at the front door?
Kind of that signify that you secured that area at that time. Y'all had to do that?
Yes. And then, walking around every 45 minutes, doing check-ins and stuff like that.
You never slept on the job?
No.
Oh, I used to
Thank
sleep
God.
sometime. I used to find a little spot.
No, it wasn't that type of situation where I wasn't inside. I had to sit in my car. So, and there was no Wi-Fi, so I was using my hotspot. So
I'm sorry. The job was primarily sitting in the car.
Mm-hmm. Sitting in, no, there was no booth. Like I had to sit in my car in between walking around.
Okay, so you walk for 45 minutes.
Every other 45 minutes, yes.
And how long does the walk take?
Maybe like 20 minutes. If
you
it's
walk
a full,
for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you go to your car.
Yep.
You sit there
and
until
work
the
on
next
grants.
45 until like 45 minutes later or so, or every other 45 minutes. Then you walk for 20 minutes again.
Yep.
How many laps did you do?
Honestly, maybe like I could not count for you.
You walk around for 20 minutes, then you come in your car, and because you don't have Wi-Fi, you're just on your phone doing something, and then you get out of the car 45 minutes later, then do another walk for 20 minutes, correct?
Yeah, but I actually usually bring my laptop and just do like stuff on my laptop.
What is so draining about this job?
You're up all night. I've never had an overnight job.
Yeah, no, I get it. You're awake, but this isn't, you're not lifting boxes in a warehouse or you're not like running laps.
It was just an extreme shift in schedule that it took me a minute to adjust to.
All right. Here's my whole point for you right now. You are extremely lazy.
Okay.
Really, really lazy. And you're not going to build a business that way. It's just, unfortunately. Even as I'm describing what happened, where in my head it seems you walk around for 20 minutes and then most of the time you're chilling. And then you go home and you say, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. You're 29 years old. I can see now that your parents take care of you. And you probably never had to lift a finger or work. Did you work a job coming up as a kid?
I did. I started working at 14.
What'd you do?
I worked at Kroger, actually. And then Chick-fil-A and then Allstate.
I'm just in awe how you think this is like really hard, extensive work.
I didn't say it was hard.
It was draining. You said, 2 days of walking around in 20-minute intervals made me have to sleep for 5 days, take 5 days off because I was drained. How long did you work that job?
Probably a month.
I can see that. Your cousin probably wanted to fire you. Was you late ever?
No.
I want to tell you how to build a business.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure you're going to do what it takes to build the business. Because building a business requires sleepless nights. This isn't, it's not like you can just walk your dog and give a business card and you say, oh, well, I was grinding all day, went to a networking event, gave out my business card. Oh, I'm exhausted. Man, I've been building this business. That's not building a business. You want me to tell you what's required?
Yes, that's why I'm here.
For one, you're clear on the pricing, the pricing, right?
Absolutely.
So let's take one of the pricing models that you have. Give me one of them.
$225 for a person for a
one-on-one
special event.
Right?
Group of 15.
Oh, group of 15. Okay.
Yeah.
So you did this one group of 15 and 15 people came.
Yep.
How did you get the 15 people there?
Social media, referrals.
Oh, what's your Instagram?
TheAmberGJ.
TheAmber.
AMBER. G as in Gail, J as in Johnson.
GJ. The Amber GJ. Okay. All right, cool. All right. Got a little post. This you, right? Teaching class?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. All right. Go crazy. I see you. All right. Fired up and fearless. Love it. Okay. You holding a really, really big gun. Wowzers. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see this. What's your posting schedule? Do you have like a specific? Well, it's not every day.
I try to keep it at every other day or at minimum 3 times a week.
Why do you keep it at every other day instead of every day?
It's just not something I had committed to any longer.
Why?
I've done it in the past.
It was draining.
No, it wasn't.
So why aren't you committed to promoting your business?
I do.
In that way, social media. Because I said, how do you promote? You said walking the dog, passing out business cards, and social media. Those were some of the top things you spoke about.
Yeah.
But social media, you were committed at one point.
I guess I should reevaluate. So it's not, I don't necessarily post like static posts or reels every day, but I show up, live or on my stories. And then also have a business page.
Do you do live?
Probably like once a week.
So I'm just trying to understand. Your strategy is to go live once a week and posting your stories, but not every day on your feed. Is there a strategic reason you're doing that? Like that?
No, I had really just been testing it out because the algorithm with like firearms content can be kind of tricky. So I've really just been testing out different types of content and then working from there.
Well, you can't test out different types of content one every 3 days. The way you're going to test out content is you got to put out a bunch of content every day. How bad do you want to build this business?
I'm building it.
No, you're not. You're 100% not. When's the next class?
Well, tomorrow at 11 a.m. is my next one-on-one.
No,
but the next event is May 28th.
May 28th is the next group class.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me not say you're not building the business, but there isn't much intensity. And I think you're afraid of hard work. I think you can build the business, but you're going to build it slow and at your own pace, without too much stress, without too much pressure, without too many sleepless nights. That's what I'm gathering from your style of entrepreneurship, which I don't think is a bad thing if you're okay with it, if you're comfortable with it.
Well, I came on this podcast because I know I need to be pushed.
Okay. And
I know that things have shifted so that I can do this full time.
What shifted?
Jobs, more availability, actually having a range to teach at.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How many ranges are here in Georgia?
A lot. A good amount, over 50.
Good. And how many other ones have you reached out to?
I've probably reached out to probably like 26 out of the
Dang.
in the metro Atlanta plus 50 miles around.
And what'd you say to them people?
Usually it's a pitch with my insurance and certification, requesting access to their form for being an instructor partner at their range, or getting an assessment of how much it would cost to rent their classrooms and stuff like that.
How much are their classrooms?
It really just depends on the location. Some locations charge $400 for just the classroom space.
So is the one you're at now like the cheapest, pretty much?
It's not the cheapest, but it's the most accessible.
Okay. Well, it's like centrally located or something?
Right, about, yeah.
Okay. So the biggest issue is you need more clients. And the way we're going to get more clients is you have to post more content, unfortunately. And it's going to not have to be 3 a week, but like 3 a day.
And I don't have a problem posting content.
No?
It's just a matter of just doing it.
Okay.
And what I've been working on is getting over the fear of being seen or just perceived. So, yeah.
You're afraid of being seen?
Not afraid of being seen, just more so being afraid of getting boxed in to doing one thing. And I wouldn't even say, I think afraid is like a very general term. Right. It's more so like nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be boxed in. What else do you want to do?
Boxed in. Well, I mean, as far as like boxed in with the kind of content I post. But I want to model. I love to be in like commercials and ads for the industry representing Black women and plus size women. So yeah.
In firearm industry or just period?
The firearms industry, but period was the overall.
Got it. I saw that too, because you got a dope picture at the like pinned at the top. Your little model. I mean, like go crazy. This is a really nice picture too.
Thank you.
Yeah, go crazy. So you want to be a firearm instructor and a model, right?
That is essentially what I'm doing right now, yes.
It's going to be very difficult to be both of those right now.
I understand.
Because to build one of the brands, it's an incredible amount of work. So if we're going to do the 3 posts a day, they all need, I'm asking you to kind of box yourself in.
Yeah.
Unless like summer you're teaching people how to shoot, or you're putting a gun together blindfolded, or you in your little lingerie with the big gun. You feel me? If you're going to do that, it's cool. But your whole brand needs to be about this whole firearm thing, because the only reason we post on social media is not for likes and comments and saves and shares. It's to make us money.
Yes.
Some people use social media as a tool. Some people use social media as a toy. The people that use it as a toy, they're entertained and they'll never make any money. The people that use it as a tool and look at it as a tool, when I look at social media, it's like I'm going to work. This is like work I have to do. I do not find joy in posting. This isn't like, it's not like, ooh, I'm gonna kill him with this side-eyed, light-skinned, smiles vibe. It's like, yo, I need more eyes on me so that I can sell these people something.
Yeah.
And get people to trust me.
Yeah.
And get somebody to book me to speak somewhere. But you have to look at it that way. This is a job. So a part of your morning routine needs to be posting if you're going to build your business. But the unfortunate thing is you work at home, you live at home, so you don't have any sense of urgency. That's a challenge. It really is. For the person that has to go pay rent, they have no problem. They would never, ever say, I'm going to sleep for 5 days. They don't value sleep that much because they have to go eat. And I would imagine that in your house, there's food there. It's food there, right? And the lights are on already. When you come home, lights are on?
Yep.
You got your own room. You could maybe mark your name on the orange juice and say, this is my orange juice, and expect nobody to touch my orange juice. And you don't have to pay no rent.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate for you.
Yeah.
Because there's no pressure. There's nothing to push you. Unless, of course, you find a business partner, or you find an accountability partner, or you hire a coach. You should join the morning meetup. Are you in a morning meetup?
I am not, but I have been on your lives.
You would want 100% make more money simply by being on the morning meetup and not even saying the information I provide. But if we can put in your schedule that there's a time where you're meeting with a couple hundred entrepreneurs and you see the wins and you see the people that are like saying, yo, I failed yesterday, but I'm right back at it. You see all that kind of stuff. You're just in the wrong environment. Your current environment says you don't need to be pushed. So one, you need to get in the right environment. You got to get around entrepreneurs. You have to. Two, we need to post 2 to 3 times a day with specific outcomes. So we're in a challenge right now with the morning meetup where everyone is tasked to post 3 times a day, but every single one of those posts should lead them to our brand or our offer. So if it was for you, if you were in a morning meetup, your 3 might say, well, here's something that you didn't know about the gun laws. That might not lead to an offer necessarily, but they'll at least see, oh, this person knows what she's talking about in this space. So if I have a question, I'll ask. The next post might be, all right, a highlight of a client. My client took my training and she found herself in a compromising position. And because she knew what to do and how to got the people up offer, I feel good about that. That's a soft offer. I'm highlighting a client that did something that I taught her, and without me saying, hey, sign up for my class, someone might say, well, oh, can you teach me? And your third post might say, all right, we got this event coming May, sign up. That's a social media grind. That's at least what hard work on social media looks like. 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day. It's frustrating, but you got to do it. But to be able to create that content, you got to go out in the world and build. You got to go to the range and start creating content at the range. You got to ask your clients, hey, do you mind if I record me training you? Do you mind? Cool, no problem. This is how we build. Or we get creative on these 50-something ranges and say, let's partner on something. I got this audience. It's all white people at these ranges.
Yeah.
I want to bring a different demographic. One of those owners will have a vision like, yo, you're right. It's all me and my friends and cowboys and I don't know. Is Hicks a derogatory term? Yeah, like a hick. You never heard of that? You ever heard that word, Hicks? I don't know if it's derogatory. So if it is derogatory, I don't want to say it, but you get what I'm saying. Hicks definition. Let me just make sure this is right before I get canceled. Because a person who lives in the country regarded as being unintelligent or provincial. Yeah. It's all my friends. They all Hicks from the country and they got their rifles and good old boys out here. But I want that other demographic. I want that Atlanta demographic. All them rappers that's talking about guns in their videos. I want them to come shoot here. Mm. But you have to know the pain point. So you're calling and say, hey, I just want to know your application process of getting in there and that. You just look like another phone call. But you need to start crafting a vision for them. Once a week, let's just change the color in here. Like, what are we doing? Like, what's your slowest day? Cool, let me get that day. And maybe we can split the proceeds. I charge 300 and you charge me 200.
Yeah.
Let's just split the proceeds on a slow day. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, yo, let's just try it out one time. I'll bring 15, 20 people here. And if it works out, let's do it moving forward. But unless you're in the game of building a business every day, you don't even think like that. You'll never come up with those concepts. You gotta be intentional. Stop being lazy. Stop being entitled. Like, oh, I don't have to. I need all my sleep. You don't need all your sleep. That's entirely too much sleep you got going on. You not dating anybody?
No.
A little bit?
No.
You ain't got a little, you know what I mean?
No.
Do you ever desire that part of your life to be fulfilled?
One day.
But right now you're not on it like that. Okay, cool. Mm. Bad relationship?
No.
No? You never had like no past hurt or trauma? A little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm not saying that's why you wouldn't want to, like, you're focused on yourself. I'm just saying.
No.
Well, maybe it could be. It could be.
It's more so because I decided to move back home after grad school, and it's not really the best environment to just be.
I want to date somebody to live with their parents.
I don't. So.
That's a fact. Yeah. Do you desire to live on your own?
Yes, I've lived on my own.
And then to come back?
Yeah, I got asked to come back.
When did you live on your own?
I've lived on my own, or I had a roommate since I left high school.
Oh, so in college?
Mm-hmm. College and grad school, yeah.
Well, that's kind of different. I'm saying living on your own by yourself where you're paying all your bills. Because in college, they give you some sort of assistance, right?
Who?
Grants and stuff with colleges. And you had a scholarship, so.
Well, yes. But my own income paid for my housing for the most part. Yeah.
Got it. But you wasn't really making a whole bunch of money. You never in your life made a bunch of money though. Like it was like little jobs, right? Ain't that what you told me?
Yeah, when I was in high school.
Yeah, and in college, little part-time jobs here and there.
I worked full-time in college and grad school before the institution.
You told me you worked at the Kroger's.
Yeah, I didn't give you specifics. That was when I was in my teens.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's time to grow up.
Absolutely.
How much does it cost to live on your own?
Probably like $16,000 a year.
Where?
Well, the last time I lived by myself, yeah.
Yeah, but was it like a college town or something?
No, I had an apartment.
When was that?
2023.
How much is your rent, Kay? How much is your rent? Yeah. $1,330. Okay. So you said about $16,000 a year, you're saying?
Yeah, right about.
Well, so that means where are you going to like live for $1,300 a month and have gas and insurance and all that stuff? That's $1,300 a month.
I guess I'm more so confused about the time period you're asking about. Are you asking
right now, how much is it going to cost you to live on your own?
Oh, that's not a number that I've really calculated.
And that's my
I just
point.
had the intention of just putting money away.
No, I feel you. But that's my point. If you desire to live on your own and be an adult, you're about to be 30. Now, I'm not saying you need to be pushed out. Yes, I am. You know what? You know why I was about to say I'm not saying that? Is because I'd be afraid of the people in the comments and they saying, yo, no, you got a family, just relax, don't get out in the real world and all that kind of stuff. But you about to be 30. You're about to be a grown woman. Well, you are a grown woman.
Yeah.
But 30 is when okay, we got to get out of the house. But you don't desire to do that enough, or you would at least be looking at what the rental rates are.
Oh, I know what the rental rates are. I just wasn't looking at how much it would have cost me to do it. I just knew when it was time to do it, I'd just do it regardless of the price. If
you know you need a car really, really bad, you're looking at all the cars and you're looking at how much it's going to cost you and how much insurance is and the types of cars, and you start, because you have a desire and you're looking. You don't have the desire yet.
I understand what you're saying, yeah.
You need to calculate what it costs to be an adult. Because essentially, respectfully, you are a child. 29-year-old woman living at home. And I'm not saying it to attack you, but hopefully I'm saying it to spark something in you. Say, yo, it's time to get my stuff together. I talk to young men like this all the time. And I don't think it's no difference between men and women. Be like, no, a woman, they can stay home, but it's not okay for a man. It's not okay either way. At 30, when you turn 30?
Next January.
Next year, you just turned 29.
I did.
I don't want you in your mom's house at 30.
I don't plan to be.
Well, this work ethic says we plan to be. This is what I'd like for you to do. At least figure out how much you need to start making in your business every single month consistently to move out on your own. Okay?
Yeah.
That pressure hits when you got rent to pay. Right now, first of the month doesn't mean anything to you. Right now. But first of the month means something, right, Kay? Right now? It means something. You start feeling that pressure around the 29th. And you got till about the 3rd to pay, which the time between the 29th and the 3rd, if you ain't got the money, you know how many posts you make on social media? You know how many events you try to create? You know how many follow-ups you follow up with past clients and say, hey, do you need another session? Why would you have that sense of urgency?
Because I don't have to.
The 3rd is coming.
Yeah.
It's time, but if you don't have that pressure, it's hard.
Yeah.
So here's my advice to you. I'm done attacking you.
I appreciate it.
I want you to feel something though.
Yeah.
Because you are too old to live in your parents' house, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Mom and dad?
Yep.
Both? What your dad do?
He's a general contractor and he does work at a local grocery store.
Oh, nice. Oh, he's a general contractor and he works at a grocery store.
Yeah.
What's your mom do?
My mom does like GED testing.
Oh, word. Okay. Do they ever say anything to you about it?
Absolutely.
All the time?
Yep.
What they be saying?
They be saying, did you hear back from that job you applied for? How'd the interview go?
Hold on. So right now you're applying for jobs
Yeah.
because your business isn't going to sustain, in their eyes, they're going to sustain you.
No, I had been actively applying because that's just what I felt was necessary to do. The original game plan was to get a full-time role after finishing grad school and supplementing my income to support pushing the business. It just didn't work out that way. Yeah.
Your dad's cool with that plan too?
Yeah.
Because he's a general contractor means he works for himself, right?
Well, yes, yeah.
But he also works at the grocery store.
Yep.
Which means maybe he's struggling in the business side. Yes?
Well, he's retired.
He's just chilling.
Yeah. Both of my parents are retired. They just like to do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they probably like you around a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I was invited back about a year ago.
So they said, come on back.
Yeah.
Dang, my mom never said come on back. I had to come on back. But then I just became the guy on the couch. I felt like that was a time where me and my mom started having it was like a wedge in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was just this grown man living in the house, eating up all the snacks. And I think that was the problem.
Yeah.
So I never felt the warm welcome of, yeah, come on back.
Well, I mean, to be transparent, my dad is definitely the push behind like, well, if you're going to do it, do it. I can be honest and say that it's been me that has not truly taken the initiative to like go all in with social media, go all in with the business. I was just sort of like hoping a full-time job will come through.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. But the good news is you don't have to go all in on anything. You just got to go in.
Yeah.
Not all in. Like 3 posts a day is not all in on social media. It's
and that's not hard at all.
Yeah, informing our audience that this is what we do every day. So you can commit to that, right?
I
3
can.
a day?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll make 3 posts a day on social media. Dang. Yeah. Are you gonna you don't got no money. Are you gonna join the morning meetup?
You said
not
what?
that you don't have no money.
I mean, it was funny because like that's a fair assumption. But
you got a couple dollars?
Yeah.
Sign up for a morning meetup.
Okay.
And I want you to listen back to today's recording. We gave 20 different types of content that you can create. And if you just go back and watch that replay, you'll come up with some different ways that would be very valuable for you to be able to create. Oh, I can do it this way. All right, I can create, okay? So are you going to join the morning meetup? I'm not doing it because I need your $97. You need it more than I do. Do you have $97?
I was about to ask you, how much is the morning meetup?
$97 a month.
Okay.
I'm coaching you every day.
Okay.
Tomorrow's Q&A day. Every Thursday we have Q&A.
Okay.
And you don't have to like come always to the hot seat for this type of conversation. You can ask specific questions and I'll guide you.
Okay.
Every Thursday.
I like that.
Are you going to sign up for the morning meetup?
I just might.
I'm trying to coach you here. And you got to invest in yourself.
I will sign up for the morning meetup.
Are you saying that because you think I need you to, or are you saying it because you need the assistance?
Oh, I definitely need the assistance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want you to sign up because you think I need your sign up.
Oh, no.
But I know what's best for you in the community. And this is the best opportunity to have a low barrier of entry to get some hands-on coaching and be in an environment of people that used to be just as lazy as you are. But they've overcome it because there's accountability every day.
Yeah.
You're going to start the day with me every day, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And other people that are going to inspire you. And we're going to read books together. Okay? So, 3 posts. You got your phone?
No, it's off over there.
Okay. I need 3 posts every day on social media.
Okay.
I need you to come up with some sort of strategy that is going to allow you to create an opportunity with a gun range. Okay? I don't know if you know how powerful your business is, because this is dope. When you came in here and said you do what you do, what did the ladies say?
They were ready to book.
Ready to book. I need that. So you have something so magical. You have something so needed, especially in Atlanta. My gosh. Atlanta is the city of, you do men and women or just women?
Just women.
Just women? Atlanta is the city of, we have a culture of baddies. Everybody's a little baddie. Everybody want to model just like you.
Yeah.
And I'm just this deal, right? So, and if I carry myself as a baddie, well, that attracts men who want a little baddie.
Yeah.
And I think the women in Atlanta know what that comes with.
Absolutely.
Which they need who?
Me.
They need you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to flaunt it and you're going to show off your features and you're going to be this desired person, which is a culture in Atlanta, you need some protection, because you can't tell somebody you can't entice somebody with something and then say, nah, leave me alone. Well, not everybody is as accepting of that answer, especially when you've put in their mind that you can have this. You got to be careful out here.
Absolutely.
The next thing, sell me on the need for your service.
For you. Well, you have a family.
I do.
You have a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I could assume that you have a firearm or you have firearm experience.
Sell K on the need for the service.
Okay, is that you over there? Hey, do you live alone? All right. How do you know? Are you aware of how many exits you have in your apartment at this time? Exits for elevators, stairs, even the main door of your room. Have you ever had somebody walk through that with you and give you like a full assessment of situational awareness and how to navigate that space safely? Well, I'd love to meet with you. I have a business card for you, and I definitely like to work with you one-on-one. And do you own a firearm? Okay. Do you know what model of firearm that you own? Have you ever carried it? Do you have it with you right now? Okay.
You keep it on you?
I love that.
Let me find out, okay? I ain't know. Go crazy.
Well, you've definitely reached, you've done more than most, right? But I want to help you build your confidence as a firearms owner, but also as a woman navigating Atlanta. So I'm going to give you my card, and I want to work with you, okay? Yeah. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
That's so good.
Thank you.
That was so good. Why don't you give the world this message? The only thing I would adjust is you have to scare Kay.
Okay.
She's not scared yet. I think you're going somewhere with that. Like, yo, are you aware of the exits? You got to sometimes give examples.
Can I ask her something?
Yeah.
Were you already scared before I asked you the first question? Like, was there a fear behind you purchasing your first firearm?
Well, not.
Okay. And I asked that because there is a very thin line between like connecting with clients because of the trauma that they've experienced, and also connecting with them because you have a gift to Skillshare. And I'm working with figuring out that balance of what that looks like from person to person.
Let's start with just fear.
Okay.
Let's just start there. Everyone you talk to, I need them to know that they're vulnerable and they're left wide open. I don't care if they want to shoot as a hobby. I don't care if they want to shoot just because they're excited to get the little pretty gun and it's cool to rap about it. You need to start with fear.
Okay.
Okay. Kay has one entrance and one exit, the front door, right? The front door. I have one. What happens when someone walks through that door? How do you get out? You got to get out.
You got to
in
go
the
through
same door that they came in.
Yes.
And how hard is that?
It's definitely hard if you don't have a firearm, and it's harder if you're not willing to use that firearm to defend yourself.
100%. How often has Kay shot the firearm? Does she really know what to do in that scenario?
Understood.
Or is she going to be like the movies where you find a gun, I'm so jittery and I'm so nervous and I don't know what button to press and I'm trying to hit the little thing, but I'm afraid to actually shoot this person. I don't want to, and they can see that I'm trembling and I got the safety on. Have you ever envisioned something like that? Like all the time. And I've never, ever, I didn't even know she carries a gun to work. It's crazy. First off, I feel more protected. You know what I mean? I feel more protected.
Yeah.
But, and I'm not even in your industry, but I have to scare her for her to say, oh, I need to book this now. Because what if that does happen? There's no point in having a firearm if I'm too nervous in the moment.
Yes.
I need to prepare you internally. It's not about how to shoot a gun.
Exactly.
It's the messaging. But you're not in the game enough to like have that like passion and that feel. I need this to be every day. I need you to live, breathe, and eat this stuff. And every woman you look at, it's not about getting them to book a session. It's about protecting your sister.
Absolutely.
Anything you have to say to me?
Oh, I was going to say that I have a similar conversation with every woman I meet. And the question that I ask primarily is, do you believe that you are worth protecting? So depending on that answer, it starts a conversation.
Well, you didn't say that to Kay.
I didn't.
Which means it's not an automatic. It's not inside of you yet.
I understand.
It's in your head. It's here. It's in your head, but it's not here. So I have a wife and I have a 14-year-old daughter. And I have a 2-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter.
Do you own a firearm?
I'm not going to say.
Oh, okay. Right.
I'm not going to say.
But I will say that I enjoy opening up my services to men who have families simply because I understand what it's like to be on a range with another man and you're trying to build the skills that you need to protect your family while also not being undermined for not what you don't know. So if you are open to coming on the range with me, bringing your family on the range.
Scare me.
Scare you?
You're giving me an option.
Oh, okay.
If you're open to be on the range and learning something you don't know, like scare me. Give me the scenarios that can happen to my family if I'm not protected.
Yes. You're right here, right now. Your family's at home or wherever they are. If somebody broke into your house right now, does anybody in your family know how to protect your home other than you?
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
We're getting somewhere.
Your 14-year-old is able to turn on a light switch. If they can turn on a light switch, they can pull a trigger. If you are in a situation where you cannot defend yourself, but that 14-year-old can get to that firearm and they are inside that home, they should know how to defend you.
Come on. I just don't want to have to rev your engine.
I understand.
You have it inside of you. It's just covered with sleeping 5 days a week. And I feel it, even when you talk, I feel it. And I feel you feel it's important. But I need this to be important enough that this becomes who you are and your lifestyle. And I do want you to go get a job. Cool. But I would be 100% comfortable if you went to your parents and said, Dad, Mom, I'm not going to get a job because there's too many women I need to save, and I can't save my sisters working a job. But I'm going to show you what it looks like to go save the world. I'm going to show you. Look at all that stuff on the news. It should really piss you off.
It
And you should
does.
see it on the news, and you should say, I need to reach out to these people, because the people that I don't talk to, it's almost like I feel like it's my fault. When you start internalizing it that way, you can make enough money to be super successful and help as many people as you can and create some impact while moving out of your parents' home. You can live a life. I don't know if you've ever pictured this life where you are literally responsible for protecting thousands and tens of thousands of women, and you're walking around, you're speaking all across the country, and celebrities are hiring you to fly out, and you live in this beautiful penthouse where you get to live the life you deserve financially, but also make the impact that is required for you to be fulfilled. That is a life, but you've got to picture it. You have to see it that way.
Yeah. And I pictured it, and I put a lot of pen to paper, but it's the action that I need a lot of help with.
Yeah.
And I know that starts with me. But I pictured it, and I'm actively doing it.
No, you're not.
Well, I mean, as far as like all my speaking gigs this summer and the events that I've booked upcoming, those are all small acts of faith that I've been making since I got fired, because I knew that it was time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But right now, I think it's probably word of mouth, and you might be stumbling on certain opportunities, or you do it and say, oh, come do this. Like, because you said a lot of it's word of mouth, but I want you to go intentionally go build this brand.
Okay.
Any questions for me?
I'm kind of blanking on it. I did have a question. When are you going to book to come to the range?
Where's the range at?
We can go to Quick Shot off of Briarcliff.
Oh, I don't know. I'll set it up though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll set it up.
That was it.
Let me give you just a recap of what I want you to do from right now. Okay.
Okay.
One, really work on your business model of like how you want your business to flow.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to go primarily one-on-one, or do you want to teach more classes? Is the primary business classes, and you'll take one-on-ones every now and again if they come, but the primary thing is I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this class twice a month or whatever. Once it's full. And, we can start building income there, or we go on one-on-one route. We'll see, right? Whatever that business is. Let's start negotiating the events at these ranges. You should be doing a tour. If there's 50 in Georgia, you should be doing a tour. But it's going to be about even maybe some of the content that you create, some of the branding that you're doing, being connected to other people in your network. And they see that and say, oh, I believe this young lady can bring some more business to my business. Let's figure out on a slow day how we can partner.
So pitching myself to ranges and positioning myself as someone that can bring a different demographic to their range.
Correct. But not necessarily pitching yourself, but pitching the idea or the concept of what could happen if their range becomes this range that starts to change colors.
Understood.
You know what I mean? So you just got to have a vision for them and what that looks like.
Okay.
And so, I just sold out this one event. It was 15 people there, 15 times. I can only, why only 15 people, I'd ask?
It's an instructor ratio for time. It's more so like 1 to 6 for my certification, and a requirement of the teaching for an hour. And 15 right now is like my capacity
I got you.
for teaching and making sure everybody gets the attention they need.
Okay. And how long is the class?
An hour on the classroom, and an hour and a half on the range.
Hour in the classroom, hour and a half on the range.
Mm-hmm.
15 people go through that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we might be able to do 2 intervals of 15 in the same day.
Yes.
We can do that, yes?
Yep.
So, but that's going to come from us really promoting. And I'm sure there's somebody, and actually I could probably connect you with Donnie and y'all could create this whole little movement around it. You attach yourself to someone who has influence.
Yeah.
And is definitely not afraid to shout it out like, because, hey, Donnie, keep it on her.
Okay.
Do not run up on Donnie. Please, y'all. If you're watching this, if you ever had a thought, not run up on my sister.
Ooh, wait.
Well, but a part of the work is, okay, we're posting 3 times a day, but also we're reaching out to people that may be in our network.
Yes.
So you are probably 3 people away from any person in Atlanta, especially if you know me.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So some of it is doing the work and showing what we're doing.
Okay.
Right? But we got to figure out how often we're going to do these classes and intentionally go all out with promotion and start partnering with, I think it'd be cool to partner with an influencer every single month. You find a woman, be like, yo, I'll teach you how to do it for free if we promote it. And this could be branded as, some sort of collab. And there's a lot of people that do a bunch of women. Actually, my man, I don't know if you could do a lot. What's the earliest age you could teach?
6.
6?
Well, yes.
Oh, okay.
And that's with an adult.
That's with an adult. And even the babies is 200 something a person?
We could work something out.
All right, let me see something real quick. Because Neo just asked me to do something. Because he just did this thing where he flew in all these little boys. And then he's going to do one for the girls. And he'd be asking me for money. I'm like, bro, you rich. Just take care of it yourself. Why are you asking me for money? You know what I mean? He'd be hitting up all his influencer friends to chip in. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't want to chip in. No, I do want to chip in. I didn't chip in the last time. It was just a miscommunication. I'm going to find out. I'm going to get with Neo. We'll work it out. Okay? We'll work it out. But I'm saying this, but you still got to be on. You got Kay's number? Y'all got each other's number?
Not yet.
Or was it through email?
We can.
All right, just send an email. Listen, you need to just do it. Have you taken classes? No? You need to just give her like a free class or something like that, because if she's on your side, then she got me. Okay. And she'll be on me like, nah, she gave me this free class, bro. I need you to, and I'll be on it. Right, Kay? Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable with us doing a demo in here?
You're not shooting nothing in here?
I'm not shooting nothing. I'm just talking about proper handling.
Maybe. I just feel like it's gonna be something in there.
I mean, I have a dummy gun in the car.
Okay.
And I also have snap caps, like fake bullets.
That'd be hard. Okay, yes. Yeah. Okay. We'll be able to do that. How many of those you got?
What?
How much are the dummy joints?
1.
How much are they?
I think, how much are they?
How much you pay for them?
Oh, I didn't pay for it.
How much they cost?
Maybe like $60 each.
Okay. Maybe we get like a few for the thing with Neo. And so the little girls can kind of learn how to, I don't know if that's going to be good. Maybe you got to clear it with their parents.
Yes, absolutely. You need a safety waiver.
Okay. All right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know about it here. I just feel like it's going to be something in it. I don't know.
Well,
we're going to shoot and it's going to be
I am a professional. So,
you are.
Yeah.
You are.
And I'm licensed and insured.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I would do a little. Yeah. Okay. We'll do a little. Okay. After this drops, we'll do some sort of video or something in here. Like with the little dummy joint. Like handling. Like we'll live stream a class or something.
Okay.
On my Instagram. You want to do that?
That's fine.
Okay. I was going to get some money, man. I want to go through like the amount of money you're charging and all that kind of stuff. I just don't have the time right now because you're frustrated with me with that 5 days off, 5 days of sleep. That was ridiculous.
I almost didn't tell you about that.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I need you to know that's ridiculous.
Listen.
She still don't think it's ridiculous. It's
crazy.
crazy.
Oh, no. I knew it was ridiculous. I knew it was ridiculous.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to get to work, all right?
Absolutely.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You just watched this whole episode. If you like this episode, watch this one right here. Click right here. You're going to like this one if you like the one you just watched. Check it out.